Okay, you have 12 foot and you have 12 foot 6 of the two. We're gonna draw this one in at 12 feet. And we want to make sure that when we change our properties, that our system type also gets changed with it. So it comes in, and you'll know you do this right when you draw it in. One, you're going to get an error because our view range isn't right, but it's going to show up blue. Okay. So where we're drawing in at 12 foot, 12 foot 6, our view range is off because of last time we were drawing our pipe in at 9 foot, and we're just going to need to change that really quickly. So who remembers how to change your view range? Can you say that louder, Jennifer?
Yeah, go to view range over the properties.
Yep.
Because I was looking in the
Yep. So hit escape twice. All right. Come over to properties, extents view range. Right now we've got our top plane at 7 foot 6, our cut plane at 9. Change this, so let's say 13. Jennifer, you'll have to help remind me because I'm not the best with the view range. I have it right now at 7 foot 6 and 13 foot to be able to show that type at 12 feet. Okay. Really, the view range here could be like 4. Yeah, the top one isn't as crucial, but it's that cut plane that we want to see at 13 feet. That way, if I draw anything at 12 foot 6, it's also going to show up. Okay. Okay. Any questions there? Just all we did is just change our view range. Mine's 4 foot. We changed our view range to be able to see our pipe. So we've got one pipe in here. We've got a cold water. It's at 12 foot right now. And sorry, say it. No? Do you need help? So within your piping command, so I came up here in systems and I click pipe, and that starts me over from scratch, and I can draw wherever I want to. I would put a pipe in. But when you're drawing a pipe, if you already have something created, you can continue off of that pipe creation by clicking on it, and you'll see that you get these little yellow kind of like crosshairs on each end of the pipe. If you hover over them, they'll turn green. And if you right click on them, you get a bunch of commands when you right click on that crosshair, and one of those is draw pipe. Okay, so when I hit draw pipe, all it does is it recreates my drawing command to now where I can continue that drawing feature all the way down to where I need to end it, and it's about right here in this hallway, based on what my plans show. It's right here. Like, grab this. So right here, you'll notice it changes to the CL stands better for slice and split element on wide preferences. We told it when I do a slice command, I want you to throw in this fitting with it, and that was a union is what we told it to throw in. And all it does is now it separates those two pipes. I don't know if you guys can see that over there. It kind of separates the two pipes by what we call a union. Okay. And all I do to change my sizing is I click on the one that I want to change, and I'm just going to change my sizing to now 1.5 inches. And it automatically takes that union and makes it a transition. So it goes from 2.5, and it will automatically throw in my transition piece for me. Okay, it's another way. I model, I use hotkeys just because it makes everything faster. Order, and it comes down the line right here. Okay, and it's eventually going to end down the pipe or that wall. Okay, but you'll notice when I was dragging, I'm literally just dragging and clicking, and every time I click, it makes a new section of pipe. So if I'm going here, I click and then drag straight down, it's automatically going to put in a 90 degrees. So as long as you don't click out of your piping command, you can just keep clicking on your screen, and that whole section of pipe will just keep filling in as you go. Okay. I recommend doing it that way instead of trying to go piece by piece. But if you need to go piece by piece to kind of help you out, that's a good way to do it too. But Thiago asked, can I change my elevation here to get it to like make my offsets for me? And yes, you can. And one thing in this assignment you'll notice is when you get to a plumbing chase or some type of plumbing fixture, it shows you an offset going down the wall. I want you to show the offset going down the wall, but it doesn't need to go to a specific elevation. You can just say 9 feet. As long as that pipe goes down the wall, that's all I care about. I don't care if it goes to the designated, 2 foot 6 off the bottom to meet the connection point for the sink. I just care that it drops straight down the wall. Okay. There's 2 ways you can do this. We'll show you both. I think the easiest way is to just keep in the same screen that we're not having to bounce across and forth. But in here, what I do is I just come in and I just change my elevation. All I do is I come in, so I'm in my command, I just drag up, I'm going to change my elevation, I'm going to call it, let's say 9 feet. Before I do anything else, this is where it gets kind of tricky, is I type in my desired elevation change, okay? I have to come back onto my screen and then come back up and hit apply for it to recognize that I'm there. So it's kind of a weird process. I'll show it again. If I hit draw pipe, okay, I come up, I type in my elevation change, okay, I come back onto my screen, I don't hit anything, I just bring my cursor back over to my screen, I come back up and I hit apply, and then it will drop my elevation down. I don't know why you have to do that process. You type it in, come off, come back on, and hit apply. That's just the way I've always done it. If you can do it another way, go for it, but that's how I've always known that it works. The other way you can do it is by doing it in section views. So if that method doesn't make sense for you, a section view is going to be your friend. So I would just create a section view, and to do a section view, all I did was I just came up to the top here, next to the little doghouse looking thing, the circle with the triangle section. I hope you guys all know where your section tool is by now, after taking the first class. So section, wall, and see that I'm drawing my pipe. It shows an offset in there. Does that make sense? That I recommend is you can use your highlight. I've got this one right here. I mean, that's here. We'll put then the 1.5 inches because there's a transition right here. I don't care what you put after it. Typically, this, if you click on your pipe and you type in the command CS, it stands for create similar. Okay. This is the easiest way to do this. Basically, it recreates your piping command with the exact properties that that pipe already has. So it's already cold water. It already has its cold water system associated to it. It's already at 12 feet and it's already at 1.5 inches. If I do a create similar command, all of those properties come with it. If I don't do that and I go back up and try to create a new pipe, I've got to go change my elevation, I have to change my size, I have to make sure I'm on a cold water system. So I just did those the transition or it's going smaller. Okay, any question there? No? Okay, and sometimes I do mess up, like for example right here, like the transition doesn't make sense. So that's something like you'd be like, RFI, like what is this? You know, like why are you doing this? That's a whole different assignment that we do later on down the semester. Okay, so we'll go back to drawing this. Okay, so I have an 1.5 inch line coming off, and I'm going to transition. I'm just going to do a 1/2 inch off of each side to feed those sinks. Okay, so and if you put your plumbing fixtures in, you'll know which sinks you need to feed. I need to feed this guy and this guy. Okay, so I'm going to actually move my transition, and this is going to be another like trick that you can do when you're drawing. So you'll notice in here, there's a couple ways you can do this. So now that I've got my main line in, I have to bring a branch line to come across and feed those sinks. Okay, now there's a couple ways you can do this. The easiest way to do this, if you click on your pipe and you type in the command CS, it stands for create similar. Okay, this is the easiest way to do this. Basically, it recreates your piping command with the exact properties that that pipe already has. So it's already cold water. It already has its cold water system associated to it. It's already at 12 feet and it's already at 1.5 inches. If I do a create similar command, all of those properties come with it. If I don't do that and I go back up and try to create a new pipe, I've got to go change my elevation, I have to change my size, I have to make sure I'm on a cold water system. So I just did create similar, and I'm just going to click the center of my pipe, and I'm going to drag straight down, and it will automatically put a T in for me. Okay, that's the easiest way to do it. Now there are some other ways you can do it that are going to be harder, and I will show you how to do them if you really want to go that route. But I recommend just typing in CS create similar after you select your pipe. So you have to select your pipe first for your object that you're wanting to basically duplicate. Okay. There's 2 other ways of doing this, and I will show you real quickly. I will bring those together. Okay, the other way is we've already talked about the split command, where we can split the element and then change the sizing after. You can create a split in 2 separate locations, like I just did right there, and then you can delete it out. So now I've deleted that section of pipe out, and I can do what we've shown you in the past here is go to my crosshair, right click on it, draw pipe, and come straight down. But now you're like, hey, I've got a 90 in here instead of a T. If you click on your elbow, you'll get this little plus feature over here off to the side. You can click on and create a T, and then you can drag your pipe in to it, and it will create a T for you. So that's another way of doing it. Obviously, create similar was faster, easier. Okay. Another way you can do this is I can copy my pipe. So when I copy it, there's 2 ways you can do it. You can Control-C, Control-V, okay? Or there's a command create copy. So CC, if I hit CC, it will create a copy for me. And that command in the modify tab, my opinion is the modify, there it is right here. Little circle with the black arrow and the 2 blue circles. That's the copy feature, okay? CC is faster for me. So I'm going to copy it, and what I can do here now is I can rotate it. So once I've copied it, I can rotate it 90 degrees. I've got that rotation, okay? I can put it into place. And now there's a command called extend. So there's trim/extend element right here. You click on that. You click the back half of the pipe you want to extend it into, and the pipe you want to extend into the pipe, if that makes sense. So sometimes it's hard to explain. You've got your extend command, and when you extend, you want to basically bring one pipe to where you're wanting to extend it into, okay? When you connect, you want it to connect to the back side of the pipe. So I'm extending to the back side of the middle line, and I click the object I want to extend to first, and then the object I want to extend second. So it's a 2-step process, and that will automatically put my T in as well, okay? The easiest way, create similar. If you can remember create similar, all you have to do now is type in CS, click the middle of your pipe, and drag. You only have to click the middle. Create similar, pipe, boom, done. It's that fast. Just CS, create similar. That's going to help you throughout everything. When you create similar, you can also change it, or change elevation. So if I wanted to create an offset here for whatever reason, and technically, I think looking at the plans, you don't have to, because you would consider this still on the same ability to hang at the same elevation, okay, because they never cross over. It's these pipes that cross over and these lines that cross over. But if you wanted to create an offset right away right there, you can by doing create similar, so CS, changing your elevation to 12'6", hitting enter, and then drawing in your pipe, and you'll notice it created an offset for me. And the offset is indicated by that circle, right? So if you're looking down the pipe, that's where you get your offset from. So you can do it that way as well. But for this instance, we're just creating similar. We're keeping it at a 12 foot, we're keeping it at 1.5 inches, and we're just drawing straight down. Okay, a reducer for me, okay? A trapeze, which is a unistrut, right? Or 2 clevis hangers into the other pipe I wanted to see. And there's this button that they added, I believe it was in 2019 or 2018. There's a little section box thing up here next to the red X. If you click on that, it will create a new 3D view of just what you've selected. So if you wanted to quickly look at something really quick, I use this feature all the time at work. Okay, so I'm gonna do this in the 3D. So if I caught myself, I'm actually just gonna delete this. Okay, and that one's gonna be fine. Okay, here's another kind of a tip that you can do is if you catch yourself like that, you can delete. You'll notice how I deleted my T and I deleted my transition. Okay, and it was like, okay, now I'm starting over from scratch. I need to get this pipe at 12'6", keep that pipe at 12 foot and delete this. Okay, and that one's gonna be fine. A trapeze, which is a unistrut. Hot water line next, and try to bring my line over. They're gonna be crossing elevations right here.